Welcome to those dudes, those cool guys. One more time. They came back again. They gonna do it one more time. Are you kidding? You know who I'm talking about. Those dudes from Sports Talk. If you haven't heard, you better ask somebody. Welcome to episode number 40. It's Sports Talk time. You better tune in wherever you are. Get online. Tell somebody Sports Talk is live right now. Welcome, everybody. The whole band is back together. Fellas, what's up?
What's going on?
Hey, what's going on?
What's up?
You know what? You're like Tylenol for a headache. You make me feel better.
Hey, man, I'm super pumped up, man. We got some hot stuff, man, to talk about tonight. Let's get it popping.
All right. How's it going there, Emerson?
Man, I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. I'm just excited, man. I'm just happy to see the whole band back together.
Yeah.
Man, you guys keep leaving us, man. I don't know, man. We get nervous when you aren't around. You and Malcolm, man, y'all dip off, man, trying to negotiate other contracts, other places, man. Listen, home is where you belong, right here at Sports Talk.
The famous words in the Godfather movie, don't take it personal. It's only business. How's it going there, Malcolm?
What's up, everybody? I'm just blessed to be here, man. Happy to be with my brothers doing this
Terry,
thing, you know.
How are you?
Good, man. Hey, everybody. I'm glad that NBA's back on. NHL is going because I'm missing football. Last Sunday was tough.
And how about you, baby brother Brian?
A little Aggie, and I have ice cream in a while. Ordered some food. They forgot my milkshake too. I was like, oh man, it's just bad. So I'm a little Aggie today.
Hey. Always be nice to the people that deal with your food. Remember that.
Oh, man.
Emerson, give us the NHL and MLB update, please.
Absolutely. Listen, here we are in the NHL, in the world of hockey. Let me just start right there. I want to say, first of all, congratulations to the United States women team for making it to the gold medal round. They did lose to Canada, unfortunately. Canada, we're going to see you in 4 years. Our women, they gave it everything they had. They played a good, solid game. Canada women came out on top for the gold in the Olympics. So I just want to send a shout out to the women's hockey team for the United States of America. But on to the NHL. Listen, our power rankings are right there again. Number 1, 2, and 3. That's what we're going to deal with this week. I got the Calgary Flames. They're red hot, 10-game win streak, and they seem like they can't be stopped. The Florida Panthers are doing their thing. They've won 8 out of their last 10 games, and they're just doing it right now. And listen, Colorado Avalanche, they just won a thriller last night, a 5-2 win over the Red Wings. They come in at number 3 at the power rankings this week. Just wanted to send another shout out to one of close to home right here, New York Rangers, Adam Fox. He's one of the hot players right now. He's ranking 4th in the NHL amongst the defensive men. Also has like 41 assists. He's tied for 5th in the NHL. He's doing this thing on the ice. So big up to Adam Fox, and those top 3 in the power rankings are doing it. I'm telling you, it's getting ready to get hot on the ice right now. It's getting ready to get hot on the ice. So stay tuned. The NHL is getting hot. It's heating up. It's heating up. I love it when it heats up on the ice.
College basketball update. Malcolm.
Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Yeah, we start off with the Gonzaga. The Bulldogs, they're number 1 ranked, along with Arizona number 2, Auburn number 3, Purdue number 4, Kansas number 5, Kentucky number 6, Duke number 7, Villanova number 8, Texas Tech number 9, and Baylor topping off the top 10. They got some great games they've been playing this week, and one of the locals, UConn, beat Villanova, the number 8th ranked Villanova last weekend, and that a little barn burner. They had a nice little game there. So, college is heating up, and of course it's going to be conference championship time. After conference championship time is the big one. March Madness. And
March
you know
Madness.
I love March Madness. That's what it's all about.
Sure.
Hey, well,
Favorite
Malcolm,
time of the year.
let me just piggyback on something. Malcolm, last night I saw a thriller, man. Providence and Xavier going to 3 overtimes, man.
Yes.
What a game that was. I'm telling you, I love this time of year when college basketball is just heating up, man. They were going at it. What a great game last night, man. I'm telling you.
It's
Yeah.
championship
really
time. We're
It's
almost
that
at
time,
March
man.
Madness. Almost at March Madness.
Definitely.
Terry, are you feeling the college basketball fever?
Oh, definitely, man. Like Emerson said, great game last night. 3 overtime thriller, Xavier and Providence. But you know, it's coming up upon that time where you get those rivalries. NC or Carolina Tar Heels. That's big. So I'm looking forward to March Madness. I can't wait.
How about you, Brian?
Definitely cannot wait for it. Best time of the year for basketball in this purity. Being guys just playing for the love of the game.
Absolutely.
So I'm just waiting for it. And not only the men's tournament, but the women's tournament, which is absolutely great. So can't wait.
Paige Becker cleared to play.
Yes.
Friday.
I did hear that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Back.
Yep.
That's huge.
I think I'm going to find myself watching more of the girls' college basketball this year. I'm a little heartbroken that I don't think the Tar Heels are going to make it anywhere. So I think I'm going to watch a little
team.
bit more of the.
Not a headbanger, but they're a decent team.
Yeah.
Anything can happen in the tournament.
Anything.
Yes. Yep.
Just get in the
true.
tournament, man. It doesn't matter what your regular season record is. Just get in the tournament. I got like 3 teams already. I'm looking for to make some noise in that college basketball tournament. I'm talking North Texas, Creighton, and Iowa. Those teams get after you. They play good, solid defense. I'm just waiting to see that tournament stop. I'm telling you, they're going to get after it.
Not in North Texas.
Yep. And don't forget, this is going to be Coach K's final season.
Yep.
With Duke. That's going to be really strange.
Yep.
Okay. And another part of the world of the college basketball, Juan Howard, college basketball coach, has been suspended 5 games for the remainder of the regular season, fined $40,000 for hitting Wisconsin assistant coach Joe Krummenhoff in the face after Sunday's game. The Big Ten Conference announced on Monday. Wisconsin coach Greg Gard was fined $10,000 for violating the conference sportsmanship policy, but not suspended. And guys, I'm going to start this one off with Malcolm. Malcolm, should Juwan Howard have been suspended for the college tournament or more games?
Well, definitely get suspended. But like you said, I don't think they're going to make the tournament anyway. I don't think their record's good enough. So, but you can't lay hands on another grown man. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, they say that the coach did grab his shirt or something like that.
Grabbed his arm
or whatever. I mean, I understand that, but you can't just go out there throwing punches. You have to set an example as a coach. And he's a good person. We've known Juwan Howard to be a good person. You know, good coach especially when he was assistant when he was with Miami Heat. Mm-hmm. But, you know, it happens. I know your emotions and like I said, I've coached before, and I know your emotions get the best of you, and another coach can come in your face. You're gonna stand up to him, especially when you're 3 times bigger than him. But it happens. It happens. Unfortunately, it happened. Yes, the suspension was warranted.
Mm-hmm. Emerson.
Well, you know, I want to dig a little deeper. I think it was something else going on prior to this. You know, coaches calling timeout when you have a 15-point lead, or you're still pressing my guys when this game we should just show some sportsmanship. I think it's a little deeper. I think it was some underlying disrespect in the game they played previous in this game right here. So I think it runs a little deeper than what we actually saw, the behavior that was exhibited with the handshake and exchange. And you know, we see Juwan Howard just, you know, he gets upset and he just oh, I'm gonna bring a punch here. That just there's just no place for that. And then some of his players kind of followed suit, and we can't have that. It's a game of sportsmanship, and we need to show that because there are youngsters that are watching. So I was happy with the suspension that he received because there should be consequences.
Not only that, being that he did that, my thing is don't get mad, get even, because you won't see him again. You tell your team, take no mercy. Put your press down. Put your players out there. Leave them out there to kill it. Hey, you want to beat them by 50, beat them by 50.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Terry.
Yeah, I agree with the suspension. I just think that's not the place. It's a national stage. People are watching you. People, young men, young women are watching you. And even people that you don't even think are watching your actions, they are. That sets a tone for a bad example. And it kind of carried over to the team. You had both teams, the players on both teams, it spilled over from the coaches to the team. And you don't want to set that type of tone or example for your players. Like Malcolm said, let your play do the talking. So I agree with it. It's just not a place for it, not on the national stage, not anywhere. And you have to set a positive example, men and women everywhere, whether it's college, high school, middle school. You're setting an example because you're on that national stage. You have to show sportsmanship, win or lose.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Brian.
And it was definitely justified. The suspension was, I thought, long enough. Might would have been a little longer, but I agree with Malcolm. I don't think they're gonna make the tournament anyway, so they just gave it what it was. And to piggyback off of what Emerson said a little bit, every sport has these unwritten rules of things you don't do, of level of sportsmanship. So I ain't going to get too deep into that because there was really still no justification for what he did. But Juwan, he's a relatively young coach. And I think he has that player coach mentality still, but he still thinks he's a player. He did have an incident earlier where he picked up a live ball that was thrown in the backcourt and he grabbed it by accident. So I think he still got the mentality that he's a player and not a coach. But being that coach, he has to be the example and trend center for the younger people on his team to set that example. But I think he'll definitely mature from this.
I think it's a disappointment for on Juwan Howard's part. You were with the Miami Heat, with an organization that Pat Riley runs with an iron fist on demanding how you're supposed to carry yourself as a coach, assistant coach on the staff. And you finally got the opportunity to coach the Michigan Wolverines, the team that you played for. And young, okay, yeah, you can make a mistake coaching wise as a young coach, but to lose your cool like that, you may have hurt yourself in recruiting next year, because somebody may say, you know what, not one of the kids, but the parents. What I saw from you, you're not mature enough to groom my kid for the NBA, where that my kid could be looking at millions of dollars. So why am I going to take a risk with you? You might get into another fight. And I got some other coach on your staff coaching, and then my kid's out of the tournament. So and if you're out of the tournament, nobody gets to see my kid on television. So that was a bad move on his part. And I want to ask you guys, I'm going to go around and I'm going to ask you guys a quick question with a 4-minute drill, a total of 4 minutes to this. Starting with Malcolm, do you think that incident will hurt Juwan Howard in recruiting?
Definitely. Some parents out there is definitely saying, no, you're not going there. I don't want my son going there, attending that, because unfortunately it set a bad example. So he probably might have lost a top recruit there.
Emerson.
I think it will hurt his chances of getting some of the top players right now, just because, like you stated earlier, teams, parents will look at his behavior and his leadership skills, because not only do we want to lead them as basketball players, but we want to be leaders of men too. So I'm looking for that example as a father, for someone to lead my kid as a man, and showing him the quality things in life that he needs and how to conduct.
Terry.
I think it will hurt him or the Michigan basketball somewhat. Like you guys said, the parents, there will be some parents that will say, hey, I don't want my son to go to a program where I know the coach can't keep his in a loss or a pressure situation. But I don't think it will do a lot of damage just because of Michigan legacy, the legacy that's at Michigan. So he will take a hit, but I don't think it'll be anything that's significant.
Brian.
And I think somewhat of a hit, but I agree with what Terry said. Michigan Fab Five peak. He still has that, and pretty much that every generation pretty much still knows about that Fab Five and what it meant. So it will hurt in some way, but I don't think it's going to hurt that much. Like I said, it was a mistake.
Well, we will see next year.
And
we will see. I'm sorry, in the fall. Yes, Emerson.
Yeah, can I jump back in here? I just wanted to throw this out there. If we can remember, Bobby Knight showed some behaviors that was really unbecoming of a coach, and parents still sent their kids there.
I know. I was thinking the same thing. I just want
to say that because he said he wanted to be buried upside down, so all of his critics can,
Yeah. So, but all that, them days are gone. The Bobby Knight days are gone.
Yeah. So I just wanted to throw that out there while we were talking about Juwan Howard.
Good stuff, guys. NBA All-Star Week. Was it fun or a sleeping pill? Guys, what do you think? Terry?
Before I get into that, I just like to give a shout out to Debbie Gamble chat. I thank you for your support. And she has a message for us. She's saying, been a supporter since day one, and keep up the good work. So thank you, Debbie.
Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you, Debbie.
Yeah, tune in next week. Doing something a little different. So tune in next week for sure.
Yeah.
Emerson might have a new song.
So back to NBA All-Star Weekend. The competition's 3-point competition. The fact that you had a center / power forward win that. I won't say it's a black eye to the All-Star Weekend or that event, but I think it's something where you're not getting your superstars involved. Same thing with the slam dunk contest. Like say in the past, you had your Larry Birds walk in the locker room right before the 3-point contest and say, who's coming in second? No, even in the slam dunk contest, shout out to Obi Toppin. Knicks won it, but just not seeing your big names, and I think the talent, the big names, and that they're gonna bring the talent, they're gonna bring the oohs and ahs to the competition. That part, that Saturday night was a little bit tough, especially the slam dunk contest. You had guys trying to make dunks 3 and 4 times. It was tough to see. Sure. I'll give them credit that they do things that I could never do, young or right now. But I just like to give a shout out to Steph Curry, because that man has made the 3-point shot half court, pulling up from 50 feet, the new alley-oop of the NBA. You will see kids attempting to do, or young kids, young men, attempting to do what he did this past Sunday. These kids are going to extend their range. It's going to be scary.
Interesting. Emerson.
First of all, let's send a shout out to Steph Curry putting up a 50-burger in the All-Star game. Listen, that was just something to see. I mean, the greatest shooter of all time, hands down, end of discussion right there. And to what Terry stated about the 3-point contest, seeing Cat win the 3-point contest, a power forward / center. It was actually just showing you where the game is right now. We need big men that can shoot, and he's shown that. He's been able to exhibit that capability when he's out on the floor, being able to knock down threes in clutch moments, even in games. To see him win that was a major contribution to the NBA for big men. The slam dunk contest, the worst I've ever seen in my life. The last great slam dunk competition I saw was between Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon, which was one hell of a slam dunk competition. And
Classic.
I think one, of course, the one with, if we go back with Jordan and Dominique, that's here nor say. But I think I have a solution for this slam dunk contest. Since we can't get the big names in there and we can't get that many oohs and ahs, let's go down to Rucker Park, grab a couple of guys, have LeBron or KD sponsor one of these guys from Rucker Park, or at some of these great national parks known for hoopsters that play in California and Chicago and you name it, in Dallas. Let's find, you sponsor one guy, bring him to the Slam NBA All-Star game. He's not an NBA player, but he's one of the best Rucker Park or playground legends, and put him in the slam dunk contest and let the prize be $1 million first place prize, maybe $500,000 second place prize, $100,000 third place prize, and you will have competition all over the country. They'll have to come together and they'll take the best 5 or take the best 6 players and put them in NBA All-Star Weekend. That's how you do with the slam dunk competition. And you will see some of the best dunks, because if you look at on the YouTube tape, some of those mixtapes, you'll see some of the best dunkers out there. I'm telling you, they may not be known in the NBA, but they got some high risers and some high flyers out there that'll make some of the NBA players say, whoa, I need to go and work on my dunking skills. That's my suggestion.
And you're sticking with it.
I'm sticking with it.
Malcolm.
Oh, it was a yawn fest. I mean, these brothers already said everything they could say. I can't even say no more because Emerson almost took like 30 minutes of that. Like he said, the slam dunk contest in 2016 was the best. He stole my thunder there. That was the best one of the best I've ever seen in my life. That was incredible. They'll never have that again. That'll be a while before you get inventive like that or creative with the way those guys did it. I mean, it was terrible. It's good for the kids, obvious, the fans and the kids, but it was truly a boring weekend. I mean, it went on late. Don't forget, it was out all night. I mean, I went out to dinner and came back and it was still on. It was done. It was done.
Oh, man.
Yes, folks, this is live.
Uh,
Terry.
Terry went already.
You mean Bryant?
He's sleeping,
Brian.
man.
Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, man. Everybody did do that. I almost yawned after that.
Come on, Gore.
Yeah. But that dunk contest, yeah, honestly, I'm gonna give you the straight truth. I fell asleep on it for a couple of minutes. Cats was missing it. I woke up. I'm not sure if the same player was still up there trying to make the same dunk or not. I don't know. And that was, it was horrible, man.
Man.
You would think I took a melatonin or Ambien or something, because it just put me right to sleep.
That's something they definitely they're gonna have to change.
They got to do something.
Either you get more players in the competition, but the number of attempts that they're getting,
Yeah,
they're gonna have
Make it every
Yeah.
2 years. Make it every 2 years.
Woody
Go to
Harrelson
Rucker
could have went
Park.
out there and dunked better than
No,
those
look.
guys. I'm telling
Go
you,
to
it was
Rucker
horrible.
Park.
Yeah, but to see the 3-point contest, as Emerson said, to see center/forward to win that, and not barely win it, he won it. He handily won it with the numbers he put up there. It just goes to show how the game has transformed itself. Or you would see big men, they barely would come out to 10 feet. Now they're out at the 3. Top of the 3, not even the corners. So the game is definitely, truly changed.
That started with Dirk Nowitzki, 7 foot out there shooting.
That's something I will bring up. So.
Well, that's an interesting suggestion, Emerson, bringing the guys from New York, but
all over the country.
Yeah, right. Because there's people out there can dunk. If you look at the
Go
videos,
to YouTube, you'll see some of the best dunks you've ever seen. Like who is this guy?
I want to say one thing. They asked Ja Morant about if he would enter the dunk contest, and he gave an honest answer. But the NBA has a problem because his answer was he didn't see himself doing it because there's no incentive for him to do it.
This is what
you
I'm
know
saying.
what?
Yeah.
You both are on
Exactly.
the same page that these guys are not hungry.
Exactly.
And why embarrass myself? So you know what,
Or get hurt.
Emerson, I think you
Or get
have.
hurt.
I think you hit on something where that you have LeBron or the guys from the All-Star who's going to be on the All-Star team. They sponsor a guy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And these guys are going to be hungry and want to show exactly what they can do.
Yeah.
That's a very good point that you brought up, Em.
Yes, I agree.
Truly, that's a good one.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Go back to sleep.
What you want? Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
The greatest of all time.
Yeah, he was.
But
Give
guys,
me another round of applause, huh?
don't do it. Let's move on, please. NBA top 75 greatest players of all time. Guys, who do you feel got snubbed, and who would you like to replace the player with? Malcolm.
Oh, I'm glad you started with me. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't care what NBA fan is out there, what fan or whatever, Bill Walton should not be on this list. I'm gonna tell you right now. Yeah, he got a championship with Boston, and he got a championship. No, he was on the bench when he came in Boston. He got a championship with Portland, which might have been his best year, period. Let me give you his stats. Bill Walton's stats, all right?
And he got the stats.
Stats, all right? He came in 74. He averaged 12 points. He came in, he went 75, 16 points. 76, 18 points. 77, 18 points. 79, 13 points. All right.
Oh.
But keep in mind, he only played 14 games in 79. Because before that, after that, you know, he was with LA Clippers then. And he was with the LA Clippers and played 14, he had averaged 14 points in 33 games. He really didn't do much. He played 55 games and averaged another 12 points, okay? This is supposed to be an all-time player, okay? And never led the league in nothing. I mean, never where you could say he's an MVP or anything. You know, okay. In '85, when he went to Boston, he averaged 7 points. Okay. And then in '86, he averaged 2 points. Okay. This is coming out. He came off the bench in Boston, but let me say something. The key is, where was his greatness to make him a top 75 player? To me, David Thompson, oh my God. Don't bring me David Thompson. David Thompson was phenomenal. David Thompson came in 76, averaged 25 points. His rookie year, okay? In 77, he averaged 27 points, okay? In 78, averaged 24 points. 79, averaged 29 points. In 1980, averaged 25 points again. See, this dude ball, okay? Because he was out there in Denver, I don't know what it is with the media that loves Bill Walton for some reason. Bill Walton was not a great player.
Bad
College player, I'll give him that. He was an all-time great college player at UCLA. UCLA and the NBA, okay? You can't bring what he did in the college to the NBA, all right? Other than that, we can do that to a lot of players. You know, the Mark Allery's of the world and the Christian Laettners of the world. We can bring all that in. To me, he's another Christian Laettner. That's who Bill Walton is. He's just got more notoriety. And he had a couple of championships. The one with the Portland was well-earned. He had a great team. And by the way, he didn't do that by himself. He had Lionel Hollins, and Maurice Lucas, who's one of the greatest power forwards of our time, anytime. He can play anywhere. You know, he had that backing on that team with that Portland 77 team with a great coach, which is Jack Ramsey. My thing is, how they dupe David Thompson, beyond me. I mean, the man's stat stands for itself. I mean, he did it in college, he did it in the pros. And I'm pretty sure there's another one out there that somebody may have. But
how about like JoJo White or somebody like that?
That's my feeling on it. I mean, as far as a great career in the NBA, Bill Walton did not have one. I don't know why everybody's riding on his coattails. He never even averaged 20 points. And by the way, he's 7 foot. He automatically gets a double-double just by sitting on the court.
Bad
Jesus.
Yeah.
Go on, next guy.
Yeah, bad
righty. Emerson.
Hey man, I was impressed with the list. I was glad to see my boy LeBron up there and Magic Johnson up there. That's what I was saying though. You know, that Laker purple and gold. You know, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, formerly Lou Alcindor. No, listen, I was very impressed with the list. It was just good to see some of those players. And as I was looking at the list, going over some of their careers and what they meant to the NBA and how they evolutionized their game, some of the things from the old school players to the new school players and the players of today, just being able to see that list and go over and see what they were able to bring to the table from separate eras too. Let's not forget that. We have just so many great players to name, and they all brought so many different elements to the game. So I was pretty impressed with the list. There's a couple other guys I probably would have threw in there, but we don't need to mention them right now. But yeah, it was a good pick, and I like the order that it was chosen.
Barry.
I know it's not gonna go over well, but looking at the list, if it were me, I would have replaced Anthony Davis with Dwight Howard. Just looking at Dwight Howard's stats and comparing them to Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard's an 8-time All-Star, so is Anthony Davis.
Mm-hmm.
Dwight Howard's 8-time All-NBA team. Anthony Davis made it 4 times. Dwight Howard, 5-time All-Defensive team. Anthony Davis, 4. Dwight Howard won 3 Defensive Players of the Year, which Anthony Davis does not have. Dwight Howard is a 5-time rebound leader, 2-time block leader. Anthony Davis won it 3 times. They both have an NBA championship. And I'm looking at the points here. Dwight Howard has 19,000 points scored, 14,000 rebounds, and 2,000 blocks. Anthony Davis, 13,000 points, 6,000 rebounds, 1,000 blocks. before Dwight Howard kind of suffered that back injury, a lot of people were calling him prior to that the next Shaq. Took an Orlando team to the finals that lost to the Lakers, but I don't know. I just feel like some of the list is a little premature. It's tough. I know I'm being a little hard on Anthony Davis, but I'm looking at Dwight Howard's numbers.
You get no argument for me.
No.
You get no argument for me.
And so just one other question I had about the list, couple questions. Taking nothing away from Giannis, but he still is young. I was kind of a little. His numbers are good. He's won a couple of MVPs or one MVP. Defensive stats are out the roof, but I was a little surprised to see him up there because I feel he's a little young. But Harden as well, James Harden. Not to take anything away from his game, again, heck of an offensive player, but I'm looking at Nikola Jokic's numbers, and he's tough too. I mean, he's only 27, but
Joker.
MVP, he could. I think MB's going to beat him out, but the way he's playing this year, he could very well. If you just looked at stats, get his second MVP this season.
Mm-hmm.
And the offense runs through him. He touches the ball more than anybody on the team. And that was even when Jamal Murray was there. So that's all I have to say on that.
Brian.
Quick shout out. I want to give a shout out to Y in the chat. And I'm going to elaborate on what he was talking about. And also, let's say Brady. We'll just leave it at that. Brady.
Yeah.
Is up there
What's
too.
up, Brady?
Shout out. But as Y was saying in the chat, which I was gonna say, Tracy McGrady should be on this list. He definitely should be on this list. Looking at this, just a couple of people I think could come off. Dame Lillard, Tracy McGrady. I think he definitely should go in over him. This one people may not like. Nash maybe come off. That may be or may not.
Who?
But Steve Nash. Because I'm looking at this and I'm looking at Dame Lillard, Westbrook's up there. There was one other guard that I had seen, but Kyrie Irving's not up there. He's arguably one of the one-on-one player who can't be stopped, score anywhere on the floor at a guard position. So, and he didn't make the list. I thought he got snubbed too. But the T with the Anthony Davis, I thought about that too, but it was two rotten apples to me because I think both of them had great potential, but I think neither one of them really want to peak out and be that total dominant superstar. So that's a couple of people that I thought got snubbed was T-Mac and Kyrie. Manu Ginobili should be up there somewhere too, but
good call.
Just to say this though, Dwight Howard is having a really good season this year.
He had a good career.
You know, unlimited minutes. So Laker fans or Laker coaches might want to give Dwight Howard some minutes. Throw him the ball. What happens?
Throw it up there to him.
Well, the player that I would snatch off the off of that group is Carmelo Anthony.
Wow.
Wow.
Don't agree with that one.
Wow.
No.
Holy.
He's up there on the scoring list. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah, I don't agree
I'm
with
sorry,
that.
bro.
I know, but I don't put him up there.
He didn't have that. He didn't have that superstar with him. That Batman and Robin. He never had Robin.
I'll never forget Chris Webber. Chris Webber was on Sacramento, and his assistant coach on Sacramento was the head coach of Princeton at one time. And he was sitting down with Weber, and Weber said, Carmelo Anthony has got a great game. And the coach said, no, he doesn't. And Weber looked at him like he was crazy. And he said, his game does not make it where that you can win. His style of basketball is individual. And he will never win. Now, I can't give you the technical breakdown, but Chris Webber, if you ever go on YouTube and look it up, you will hear exactly Chris Webber, the assistant coach on the team, give the breakdown. And I can't remember the coach's name off the top of my head, but he was a very successful coach at Princeton.
Okay.
That made it to the tournament a couple of times, and they were a tough team to beat. So the man's knowledge of the game was off the charts, and he put it where that Carmelo Anthony game will never succeed to winning an NBA championship.
Aaron, I'm going to say this.
Wow.
Even though you want to say his game wasn't conducive to that, I didn't look through the whole list right now, but I'm guaranteeing there's a lot of people up there who don't have rings.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
Let's go. I was just getting ready to go there.
So you can't say that.
Well, Barkley doesn't have a ring.
I'm saying there's a lot. I'm not saying one or two.
Iverson doesn't have a ring.
Yeah. He's a one-on-one.
We can go on. We can go on. There's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And he was an individual player. As good as he was and as great as he was an individual player.
Damian Lewis doesn't have a ring. Pete Maravich doesn't have a ring.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Irvin doesn't have a ring.
I mean, that list is long.
For me.
So yeah, tell us about why do you say Carmelo?
I never felt that
like
Carmelo's game. Okay, I'll give you guys this in a question.
Well, yeah.
And I'm going to ask you guys one-on-one to answer this question. Starting with Malcolm.
Okay.
When LeBron was a free agent, LeBron wanted to go to the Heat for an NBA championship. How come you never heard any of the other guys saying they wanted Carmelo Anthony on their team to get that championship ring? Malcolm.
Well, Carmelo wasn't a free agent then.
When he was a free agent.
No, he never became a free agent.
No.
But he had an opportunity.
He signed before.
No, that's just it. He had traded.
He had traded. He was coming to New York.
But the thing about it is, Malcolm, no matter what, in your contract, when you sign a contract, if you reload in the contract, you make yourself not available for free agency.
He signed so he can get the 5th year option.
My money. I want to get my money.
Listen. It was contingent. The trade was contingent on him signing with the Knicks, or else the Knicks would have never made the trade. Same with the Nets. The Nets tried to give up the kitchen sink for him. They said, Melo, we got to trade with the Nets. It's contingent on you signing an extension. He says, I'll go there, but I'm not going to sign the extension. They said, what you mean? Then we can't make the deal. He says, I'm not signing the extension. So it was contingent on him. The minute he said, I'm going to the Knicks, he knew he was going to the Knicks. Now, I'm giving Melo his flowers because he wanted to play in New York. He wanted to play in the Mecca.
Yes.
Okay? He didn't shy away from it. Okay?
Yes.
The key is we never built nothing around him. We didn't have enough to give around to him. You know?
Exactly.
Like I said, and his job was to score. His job wasn't to be pretty. His job wasn't to dunk on everybody. His job was to score. We needed him to fill up the basket. That was his job.
And that's what he
Melo did his job.
Did it.
He's a Hall of Famer, hands down, one of the great 75s.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hands
Terry.
down.
What was the question? I'm sorry. I got thrown off.
The question is just me.
Oh man.
Let me give you the
Wait,
short version of it. He's saying, why didn't
wah.
Anthony want to play with LeBron when he had the opportunity?
No.
Why didn't they ask him?
Why didn't
No.
other teams and players say, I want Carmelo Anthony on my team?
They
The
did.
players didn't have, if you remember, there was a time nobody wanted to play, nobody didn't want to pick up Carmelo Anthony. And people were, why? How come Carmelo Anthony's not getting picked up?
What do you mean?
You guys
He
remember?
was. He
Uh,
wasn't like
After he left the
free.
Knicks.
No, before
Denver.
You talking about
what?
Portland?
He
No,
was. He got
Portland.
drafted by Denver.
So you're talking about in the latter of his years.
Before Portland picked him up, there was a dry spell that nobody wouldn't pick up Carmelo Anthony.
They didn't know what was left
Yeah.
in the tank.
Right.
I mean, that was
you
beyond
didn't
his
see-
years.
that was
You-
partly because he didn't want to accept coming off the bench, right? That
Yeah.
was when he went to
Thank you, Terry.
OKC, Oklahoma. That was one of the sticking points. He didn't want to come off the bench, but when he was there, he from what he's saying, he expressed, he said he would come off the bench. So it depends on who you believe. I'll say this: I know at one point, and it's on record that Kobe wanted him to come to the Lakers. No, I can't, and I can't say that. I can't, I guess, criticize a man for wanting to take care of his family. That's what it came down to at the end of the day. He got his money. He wanted whatever him and his agent looking for. He got it from New York. These guys have families they have to take care of. No, he came to New York and he played. He did what he had to do. Never shied away from the media.
Nope.
Mhm.
Never complained. Just went out and played, man. So I
Played hard too.
I can't. He's a one of the all-time scorers, all-time great scorers in this league.
That was his job.
That was his job.
That's it.
And man,
Yeah, because Aaron, I think even with your question, what you're asking, want him on the team or not, was he a top 75 greatest player? I think the numbers say what it says.
Thank you.
One-on-one, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what you want to call it.
I am like this. You guys are on a yacht, and I'm on another boat. You
Okay.
will not change, as they say in the South. You
Those-
will not
those-
change my day tomorrow.
Those waves get
No.
big
Don't
out there
change.
though.
You will
Watch
not
out.
change my mind today, and you will not change my mind tomorrow. I
Those-
still will not put him on the 75. I may put him 80 or 90, but never 75.
Not 75, huh?
Just
Let me
remember
say
those
something.
waves get big out there.
But I
Yep.
got to move
Want us to
on,
throw your
guys.
life raft.
Hold on. Let me say something. Can I say something?
Go for it.
One thing about back to beating a dead horse, Bill Walton. I looked at Moses Malone. I looked at Moses Malone's stats during the same time. Let me give you Moses Malone's stats. In 70, and when he came in 77, he averaged 19. 78, he averaged 24. 79, he averaged 25. 80, he averaged 27. 81, he averaged 31. 82, he averaged 24. 83, he averaged 22. 84, he averaged 24. 85, he averaged 23. 86, he averaged 24. 87, he averaged 20. 88, he averaged 20. Listen, he had 11 consistent years of 20-point
points.
average. And he's a low post player, the same as Bill Walton. Bill Walton's stats don't even come close to this. And by the way, he averaged 12 rebounds a game through his career.
Yeah.
Through his career, okay?
I
His
was gonna
most
ask
rebounds
about
in one
Moses
year,
Malone, too.
he averaged 15 rebounds in 1 year. Unheard of. He averaged 17 rebounds in 1 year at Houston. That's unheard of.
Yeah.
Unheard of. Listen,
Yeah.
when it comes to top big men, Moses Malone, and obviously he's on the list, the 75 list. He's dominant on that list. And this is the same time that Bill Walton played. So keep in mind, this is what your big man's supposed to do. And by the way, he wasn't 7 foot.
Well,
He
there
wasn't
was-
7 foot.
Well, there was another, and I'm going to drop it after I say this. Paris was a real good big man for the Celtics.
He was good.
we
Yeah,
remember
He
Robert
was on a
Barry.
great
no doubt.
team.
But I have to move on, guys.
Weed.
Yeah.
Steelers hire Brian Flores to assistant linebacker coach. Good move for the Steelers or a bad move? Emerson.
Great coach. We know he can coach football. We know he knows how to prepare for games. We know he knows how to get his team in position, win. And I think it's going to be a great asset for the Pittsburgh Steelers. We understand all the controversies surrounding him right now with his, all of the, everything that's happened in the news. We've seen it, lawsuits. I don't know if we want to dive into that, but we'll leave that alone. But right now, he's going to be a coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I wish him well, and I think he's going to be a great asset to the Pittsburgh Steelers, who already has one of the top defenses. Being able to put J.J. Watt and the rest of those guys in place, make them better. So good move for the Steelers.
Terry.
A good move for the Steelers. Like Emerson said, he's a good coach. We saw that down in Miami.
Yes.
I just would like to acknowledge the Rooney. Another class act move by the Steelers organization and for hiring him. Just wondering how does this hurt his legal case in any way? Maybe not legally, but in appearance. I'm just wondering why he took the position. Or were there other motives? Was his case not strong enough, or is it just that why not? You got offered a position, why not take it?
I think to that, Terry, is this. The league knows there's something wrong. Because if the league thought they were in the right, he would not be working in the NFL. Period.
Okay.
So the league knows there's something wrong, and the NFL has their own group that does the investigation. And when you start sending your investigators out down to Miami asking questions, and now they do their report and they say, there was some problems down there.
Okay.
And so these owners stick together and they know that they have a problem. Like, look, let's allow him to come back into the NFL to get a job. That lawsuit's not going anywhere. Malcolm.
And I mean, Steelers organization, hats off, literally. Yeah, organization. They do a great job with their media and their promotion and everything as far as bigging up coach of the minorities. Obviously Tomlin is one of them. They took the cat by the tail and said, look, we're gonna handle this, and we want this guy to have a job with us. And obviously his resume speaks for itself because he's a winning coach. I don't know why you get rid of a winning coach, Miami, but the key is Pittsburgh took advantage of what they seen an idiot organization, a bad organization. How can I say a struggling organization, because they don't know which way to go. They don't know if they're going right or left or up or down. So great job by Pittsburgh. The Steelers organization, just class organization. You can't say anything bad about the organization outside of, just hope they don't win the Super Bowl again. Things like that,
They need a quarterback, man.
Brian.
I'm glad the Steelers picked him up. He definitely, I think he's going to bring something to the table. The NFL in itself, probably glad that he got picked up in some form or fashion.
Oh yeah.
But that billionaire boys club,
yes,
they got a problem.
Yes.
They need to look internally. Will they do it? I don't know. But I think, matter of fact, I had a conversation. Yeah, I had a conversation with someone, and we were talking. They were like, "So that's a good move in regards to almost like what Terry was saying for his legal case." And I'm like, I don't see this hurting it at all, because going from a head coach becoming, he's not even a coordinator. He is what is he?
Assistant.
A linebacker coach.
The assistant coach. He's your first assistant.
First assistant. Yeah.
Linebackers coach.
Linebacker coach. So that's a demotion, big time. So the NFL, to me, still has an issue. They have a problem, and it needs to be addressed.
Well, this was interesting. Brian Flores, in his dismissal by the Miami Dolphins last month, Flores declined to sign a separation agreement presented by the team owner, Stephen Ross.
Yep.
Flores told Brian Gumbel of HBO, not signing the separation agreement, Flores left millions of dollars on the table. Should Brian Flores drop his lawsuit against the NFL or continue? Harry.
I say he should. Right is right and wrong is wrong. Carry on, and let justice be carried out.
Mm-hmm. Malcolm.
Yeah, keep it up. I mean, it shines a light on the minority players. He's doing this, like I said, this is like a Kurt Flood thing back in the day when he had to get free agency for baseball. Hey, stand up for something, man. It is what it is. Keep doing what you're doing. Let him stay there.
Emerson.
I'm on two sides of this. You know, you're actually going against someone. You have a lawsuit in place. You're saying, but I still want to work for you. That kind of just puzzles me a little bit, and I kind of understand both sides of what he's trying to do here, but there's still some dark clouds shining over this whole thing. So I'm just gonna kind of just leave this open, right? Let it play out.
Brian.
Yeah, I think he should absolutely keep it up. There's no reason why he can coach. He has a winning record when they let him go. And if you look at the league, which is 70% minority players, and then you look just at on the flip side, if it was hockey, you look at it where it's 97% white, and then you have 3% is minority, and then if you have 32 teams, and then you said 29 of these coaches are minorities, people will be looking at it differently. So I think, yeah, absolutely keep it up. He needs to shine light on it, and hopefully the doors will open up for the Billionaire Boys Club, and they will let people have a fair opportunity. That's all they're asking for.
If you take the owner for the Stephen Ross, he Deshaun Watson was on his yacht, and he asked Flores to come to the yacht, and Flores saw Deshaun Watson, and he said, "I can't be here. This is not right. We can't talk trade with him because he's still under contract." The owner now tells you, "I need you to throw some games." Now the owner, you don't want to throw the games, and you win your last 8 games. Now the owner says, "You know what? I need to get rid of you, but I don't need you to talk about this. Here, I need you to sign this disclosure."
Yeah.
No, I'm not signing this disclosure. People need to know exactly what you did.
And
Imagine if he had taken the money, he would have probably never got another NFL coaching job.
So I agree. I hope he has all the paperwork and evidence show what needs to be shown, because that's going to be the tell all.
And the biggest thing is this, just how you guys said, the Billionaires Club, whether it's Pittsburgh or not, they're still part of that club.
Mm-hmm.
Those owners already know there's something there. Because if there was nothing there, Flores would not even be an assistant coach. He wouldn't even be allowed to be a water boy in the NFL.
A good point.
Yeah.
Very good point.
Exactly.
So, guys,
Think there's something there, huh?
Another good show.
You think there's something there, huh, Gore?
Tell me about that subscribe button.
XO Sports Talk would like to thank all our viewers and listeners. We're currently streaming on all media and podcast platforms. Be sure to tune in on YouTube and hit that subscribe button. Tap the notification bell, and feel free at any time to join in on the live chat, post comments, or call in by calling 475-5006. Again, thank you for all your support.
And pretty soon, listeners out there, you can go pretty soon to see us on YouTube with our XO Sports Talk hats and our XO Sports Talk sweatshirts, and give us comments on what do you think about it. All right.
Nice.
Emerson.
Well, folks, we want to thank you for tuning in one more time. And hopefully we'll get some baseball soon. Major League Baseball is still in negotiations, and we hope to get them back real soon because opening day is days away. So we want to say goodnight. Thank everybody for tuning in, and we hope that you come back next week to see our new merchandise that we have to show off here on XO Sports Talk Live. You better come back. You better come back. You better come back.
Yep.
Good night, everybody.
And thanks
Good night,
all our
everybody.
fans.
Thank you for listening to us.
Yep.
Good night,
People
everyone.
in the Philippines, people in Canada. Thanks for your support.
Germany.
Keep coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Come back.
with it being Black History Month, we also like to thank the many great Black men and women that have contributed to the history of this country and culture.
Yes.
You did
Exactly.
right, I
Good
did.
one, too.
Yes.
Thank you so
All right.
much.
Good night, everyone.
Good night,
Good night.
everyone.
Night.
Good night. See you soon. Come back and see us again. La la la.